Today, I'm going to be walking through some of the most important things that you need to consider before bringing on an in-house media buyer for Google Ads. Now, this is a topic which is often overlooked by a lot of people who are looking to bring on new Google Ads talent. And I can assure you, your head is in the right place and you have completely the right intentions and ideals in bringing someone on who has full attention in your ads account and is giving it all of their undivided attention. However, there are probably quite a few things that you haven't fully considered when it comes to bringing on an in-house media buyer, and I want to help you make sure that you make the right decision today. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Max and I run Crakanthorp, where we manage millions of dollars in Google ad spend and generate millions more in profits and revenue for our clients using Google and YouTube ads. And I have hired myself a few media buyers in the past to bring on full-time to work in my accounts. And I have seen many clients who've brought on full-time media buyers work in their accounts. I've also seen many clients who bring on my agency, other agencies, or freelancers who work in their accounts. I've seen just about every side of the coin there is to see when it comes to bringing people on to work on Google Ads. And I want to make sure that you are completely informed on whatever decision you're trying to make when it comes to bringing someone on who is an expert in Google Ads to make you more money with Google Ads. So let's get right into this here. And I've written down some of the most important things for you to consider so you can keep them at the top of mind when you are making your decision very, very soon. So in short, it's not the right answer for 90+% of brands, right? For the vast, vast majority, it isn't the right answer. And I'm going to walk you through exactly why you don't want to bring on a full-time in-house media buyer when it comes to Google Ads in most cases. First of all, cost, right? Now, at first glance, it may seem like hiring a single person is a more effective endeavor than hiring an entire agency team to work on your account. But this often, almost always, isn't the case. Not only that, but to acquire a high quality in-house team, you'll need to hire multiple highly skilled individuals, right? Often people overlook this. They think it's only going to require one person to run their marketing, media buying in-house, but that just simply isn't the case. If you want to be getting results like the biggest brands in your industry, you need to have a full team of highly skilled individuals to make sure you're maximizing your potential in the accounts. And this definitely isn't cheap, right? Not to mention the indirect expenses of hiring more people, right? You have increased management costs, increased training costs, increased software costs, and the list goes on. There are so many indirect costs that you do not recognize when you are bringing on a person directly into your own business to work full-time on media buying, Google ads, YouTube ads, whatever it may be. There are an enormous amount of indirect costs, right? And you could do this, or you could bring on a full team who are pre-trained, proven experts in their field without incurring any additional running costs aside from those to take them on board, right? That is what happens when you bring on a high quality agency. And I'm not saying that every single agency is like this, right? Some of them will put an operational drag on your business, but the good ones act as an autonomous vehicle to generate you more money, right? And that is what I like to think that we do over here at Kraken Digital. I am very confident that myself and my team make it easier for every business we work with to make more money with Google Ads with a lot less effort. It seems like a no-brainer in most cases when it comes to cost, right? Solely looking at the numbers, the pay numbers, almost every single client I've worked with, actually I think every single client I've worked with, our agency fee to work with us is lower than bringing on an in-house media buyer and paying them, right? But you get a whole team rather than just one person. Very, very important factor to consider, right? Next up, management and time consumption. Now, we've already touched on the costs of potential additional management hires, right? But what about the drain on one of your most important additional resources? Time, right? Apart from money, time is the next most valuable thing, or even more valuable thing if you view it that way, right? It can be even more valuable than money, is the time that you spend and how you allocate it. If you want to bring on an in-house team, their performance becomes entirely your responsibility, right? You don't have anyone else to send it to unless you hire a manager, but that is obviously going to incur a significant cost, and you're going to have to train them as well, and you're going to still have to report to them, and you're still going to have to essentially give them your time, right? But for the most part, the bringing on an in-house media buyer gives you a whole new responsibility and source of time drain. You need to equip them with all of the necessary training, SOPs, managers, check-ins and reviews, high-level strategic instruction, right? This is a big one. often these media buyers, they don't really know how to enact any high-level strategies in the account. They just know how to click buttons and execute sort of technical implementations in the account. The high-level strategic instruction comes from someone who has a genuine, deep understanding of the brand, someone who is entrenched within the brand and really knows what the biggest values are for that brand and how they can drive the ad strategy towards achieving those goals. Or you can opt to take on a completely autonomous machine that takes money in and sends you more money back, right? This is how I like to view my agency and what I do, and what a lot of other agencies do too, admittedly, is they act as an autonomous vehicle, right? So you reach out to me and you say, hey, Max, look, I've got these Google ads. I need to make more money with them. I say, okay, great. You should invest this much money and we're going to give you back even more, right? In most cases, I come on, I join onto the team, I get a very, very deep understanding of the business, so I can enact high-level strategic instruction, like I mentioned there. Then I send your money to Google. I set up Google in such a way where it's going to generate a lot more money, and then Google sends back more money, and I send it back to you, right? Or it never goes to me, right? It goes straight back to you. You send Google money, it goes back to you, even more money, right? It's a very, very simple process that eliminates all of these necessary middle steps of hiring someone in-house. You don't need to manage it, you don't need to instruct them, you don't need to train them, you don't need to give them SPs, you don't need to give them managers, right? You just bolt on a new attachment to your business that generates you even more money. No time wasted micromanaging or correcting, no additional burdens, only additional dollars is the way I like to see it. And this is all very, very genuine, right? I have seen this happen in so many accounts that I work with. I literally come in, I completely restructure everything they're doing in their Google ads, instruct it strategically, set up all the media buying components, click all the right buttons, and then all of a sudden their business goes from a negative return on Google ads to a very positive, profitable return, right? Here's a little graphic to give you some insight into potential management structures that you may need if you do decide to bring someone on in-house. Speed of implementation is another big one that's often overlooked. Another common occurrence when hiring an in-house team is that it takes things longer to get done, right? It may sound a bit unreasonable or backwards at first, given that you have direct communication with the team member, but that in itself can become the very issue. If you instead have an autonomous extension working to constantly produce additional revenue in your business, the best practices and strategic adjustments are often already implemented before you even need to request them, right? This is what I find with the vast majority of the clients I work with. They do not require any instruction to send through to me. I bolt on, I start working once I have a very deep understanding of the business, and everything gets done pretty much autonomously. It's more or less a check-in every week going, hey, look, we're doing this, we're making these changes, these are the performance we're getting, this is the performance we expect, it's all looking great, it's all scaling well, we're generating more money, and then it's, okay, it looks great. Maybe let's test some of this copy this week. Awesome, gets implemented straight away, right? That's the thing. And when you do request an adjustment, it will be implemented by someone who's already completed that very process hundreds, if not thousands of times already. I could not tell you how many times I've implemented just about every change there is to make in Google Ads, right? I do this over and over and over again every single day, and I know exactly what I'm doing, and so does the rest of my team when it comes to implementing specific changes. So when you do request a change, there's no back and forth, there's no clarification, it's simply a matter of done. And that will be done in the next couple of days, whatever it may be, right? It's a very, very quick process and doesn't require extensive communication. It prioritizes speed in almost every case. And that's the thing, having direct access to a full team of time-tested industry veterans will almost always accelerate your speed of implementation significantly, right? Rather than just having one person who may or may not be reliable, having a full team of people who are extremely reliable will almost always accelerate your speed of implementation in the account. Knowledge and insights is another really, really big one when it comes to comparison between media buys, direct in-house media buys, and agency attachments, right? What's an even bigger difference? Having access to, and what's the even bigger difference having access to a team of industry-hardened veterans in an agency, as opposed to speed, is that they have current and continuous finger on the pulse on what is happening across a massive range of similar accounts, right? When you have an in-house ad manager, they manage one account, and that's yours. This seems great in theory because they can apply an undivided attention to your success, but what about when they get tunnel vision, right? This is very, very common across accounts that I've seen, I've worked in previously. When you only get to see what's happening in a single account, working with a single strategy in a single industry, you can only see a very limited view of what's happening in Google Ads as a whole, right? Imagine you had access to a team of individuals sharing collective insights from dozens of accounts, collectively generating millions of dollars of revenue every month. As every good marketer knows, data wins. This is an irrefutable fact, right? If you have access to a broader range of data points with a greater number of data points and a much greater number of insights available, there is absolutely no question that you will be able to drive higher quality results, high quality performance when you're implementing those insights across all the accounts you're managing, right? It is simply fact that having access to more vehicles will increase your chances of success. Such an excess of data points from such a wide range of circumstances inevitably creates an environment that produces the highest quality insights and recommendations for accounts under management. The numbers simply do not lie, right? This is another massive advantage of having access to a high quality agency, is that you can see very, very clear trends across all of the industry and you can enact them within your account. Specialization is another one, right? Inevitably, bringing on a single in-house media buyer necessitates them being a jack of all trades. They need to know how to do everything in the Google Ads account. And this is just if we're assuming you're just bringing on a Google Ads media buyer. If you're bringing on a media buyer for other services as well, an umbrella media buyer, they're going to be even less specialized, right? But in the case of Google Ads, they'll need to know conversion tracking setup, Google Merchant Center optimization, campaign creation, creative scripting and ideation, high-level strategic management, and more, right? Unfortunately, being a jack of all trades in these areas also makes them a master of none. This is another unfortunate fact in Google Ads, is that it's almost impossible to be an expert at every single one of these things at the same time. Now, imagine you were able to bring on a team of 5 individuals for less than the price of one, and each of which specializes in a specific component of the service being delivered, right? This is the equivalence of an agency, right? When you have multiple people who can all deliver specific services at an extremely high level, rather than having one person who delivers every service at an average level, right? It almost always produces high quality results. You simply have access to a greater collection of consciousness to tap into and leverage in your accounts. No doubt you receive a high quality of service and most likely better results, right? 5 people are always better than one, especially when they're cheaper, right? If you're bringing on a team of 5 people for the cost of less than one, and they all have unique specialties, and they all can cover a very wide ground at an expert level in Google Ads, what is there to lose, right? Finally, a network and partners, the network and partners that you can gain from working with an agency rather than an in-house media buyer. An enormous benefit of bringing on an established agency to help you produce results is their access to extremely high quality talent in adjacent industries, right? Someone who knows Google Ads will almost certainly have connections to extremely high quality providers in Meta ads, TikTok ads, Snapchat ads, Pinterest ads, creative design, CRO, organic marketing, everything, right? When you are working with a high level agency, there is absolutely no doubt that they will have connections to every single other industry and other high level agencies that are performing at the very, very top, right? And these aren't low quality individuals, right? It's natural that if you are at the top of your game in the industry, you're going to gravitate towards other individuals who are also at the top of their game, and you're going to attract them into your network, right? And the benefit there is that if you decide to partner with an agency who is a high level, they will be able to very easily partner you with other people in other networks and other industries that can produce you fantastic results. It's going to massively relieve your burden of hiring, right? I'm sure you understand how difficult it is to bring on good people, reliable people, and find them, right? It's extremely difficult to find the right people across the web. So having access, immediate access to these founders of other agencies, to these other high quality service providers is really, really invaluable. It saves you a lot of time, a lot of stress, and a lot of money as well. As they say, your network is your net worth. I know it's a little bit overused, but unfortunately it is true. That is everything I wanted to walk you through today, all right? Now, I am not sitting here telling you have to go with an agency, but these are a lot of very convincing points that make it seem like it really is the better option. And I personally do believe it is the better option in most cases. This isn't to say that every single agency is better than every single media buyer. There are absolutely cases where single media buyers will do better than an agency. But if you're working with an agency who truly is at the top of their game, such as I like to think myself and Kraken Digital, then there is a very good chance that you're going to be producing much high quality results at a much lower cost, right? That is all I have for you guys today. If you are looking for help with your Google Ads, if you just want to chat about potentially working together, if you just want to find out more about hiring a media buyer, if you want to get some advice on hiring a media buyer, if you want anything at all, please feel free to leave a comment below, or book a call with me using the link down below in the description. You can talk directly to me and we can have a chat about your Google Ads.